Guess who's back? What's up, everyone? It's Ex-Morgan with My Spiritual Life, and I have been out of commission for a couple weeks because I was traveling, and then I hurt my back, and then I got sick. But I'm back! I hope you all had a lovely Ex-Mormon General Conference, as I know I did. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about acceptance. It's been something that's just been on my heart a lot lately, and I know I struggle with it a lot because of the whole ex-Mormon thing and everything. Just want to put my thoughts out there. And I'm just going to start by just laying it all out in the cold, hard truth, which was I didn't realize how much I didn't like myself until I left the church. Now let me explain. Again, I didn't realize how much I didn't like myself until I left the church. And here's why. Leaving the church triggered my insecurities so bad and made me realize how much I actually care about what people think about me. And it also made me realize how much I didn't accept myself at the time. Because, here's the truth, right? We all care what people think. It's hardwired in us. We're human, you know? Even those people, those people who say, I don't care what anyone thinks. They care the most about what people think. Anyway, I didn't realize how much energy and stock I was putting into other people's perception of me until I decided that I wanted to change that perception. Anyway, I found this quote, and I think it's really cool, and I want to share it with you guys. It's from Don Miguel Ruiz, and it says, "The freedom we are looking for is the freedom to be ourselves, to express ourselves. But if we look at our lives, we will see most of the time we do things just to please others, just to be accepted by others, rather than living our lives to please ourselves. This is what happened to our freedom." I was going to end it by saying close quote, but it's just too triggering.
Close quote.
Anyway, I love that quote because here's the thing. Within the Mormon culture, there is so much of this problem, of this people pleasing, of this trying to get everyone else to see you a certain way. And a lot of times when you're that deep into it, you don't even notice. And that's why I say I didn't realize how much I hated myself until I left. Because when I left, I realized how much I actually cared about what other people thought about me. Anyway, I think a lot of us might have left the church for different reasons. But a lot of it could come back to this same idea of we wanted to be free. We wanted to be free from those expectations. But in reality, if you really look at it, I think we wanted to be free to just be us, like to be our unique, authentic selves. I can't tell you how often I hear in my ex-Mormon groups people throwing around the word authentic. Because when you've lived your life so long feeling like you had to be a certain way for everyone else, authenticity becomes like your new Jesus. Because that's what feels good when you feel like you weren't allowed to be that way for a long time. And again, this isn't me trying to put blame on anyone in particular, but I do think that even a lot of Mormons could admit that there's a problem with the culture, right? There's a problem with people putting so much energy trying to get everyone to think a certain thing about them, right? And when you really look at that and what that means, it's usually just comes back to we are insecure within ourselves, so we got to get other people to think good about us, because if we can convince other people that we're good, then somehow it might convince us that we're good, and then somehow that's going to make us happy and lovable and acceptable and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, everyone calm down. My point is, I think the most happiness and fulfillment we can get in life comes from learning to just be free to be ourselves. And I think it's hard to do because we do care so much about what people think of us. But obviously, we're making great strides in that in some ways, because if you had the courage to leave your religion despite what your family thought about you, that's starting to say that you care more about what you think than other people. And that can be a really powerful first step. I think when I was in the church, it gave me this false sense of self-worth when I would do little things like read my scriptures, go to the temple. And again, there's nothing wrong with doing those things, but it gave me this false sense of self-worth because I was like, oh, I'm a good person because I did blank thing. And then the problem was when I couldn't do those things anywhere, or when my heart wasn't in it anymore, then I felt like I wasn't a good person anymore. So once my checklist was taken away from me, my checklist of all the things I gotta do to be a good person, then I had to reevaluate what it even meant to be a good person. And I had to decide if I even thought that I was a good person or not. And I didn't think that I was.
Close quote.
But I'm starting to reframe that in my mind. Because I know that this all comes back to very perfectionist tendencies where it's like, I can't be a good person unless I'm perfect, which is never gonna happen. So joke's on me. Anyway, I just wanted to put these thoughts out there that might hopefully help someone who thinks or feels the same way that I do. Because in life, and especially on this ex-Mormon, ex-faith transition, whatever journey, we are trying to learn what it means to be us. And we're trying to learn who we are. And we're trying to love ourselves even when everyone else says that we're wrong. And even when everyone thinks we're a bad person. And even when we think we're a bad person. I just think there's a lot of power in trying to learn to accept where we're at, honor where we're at, respect ourselves where we're at, so that we can move forward in more healthy and appropriate ways. Because the last thing we need when we're having a hard time is to blame ourselves that we're in the mess that we're in. Because when it comes down to it, all of the things that have made you the person that you are today, most of them go back to your childhood, and most of that's not your fault. Most of it's things you didn't ask for. And if you can just honor that your flaws are not something you asked for and be patient with yourself, I think it can really change the way you see yourself, and then it will change the way everyone else sees you as well, because you'll carry yourself with more confidence if you don't put so much stock in what other people say is important. Anyway, maybe a little all over the place today, but just wanted to put that message out there to you guys as I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things to say, you know what? None of us are perfect. None of us are ever going to be perfect, but we're always going to be us. You know, I'm always going to be me. And maybe that's like, okay. At least, right? And maybe it's okay for you too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all of the support that you guys give me. Please comment down below your thoughts about your struggle with feeling acceptable since leaving the church. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Close quote.